that there's an attack from Gaza. So initially I didn't panic. I knew that I'm alone and I have to be confident about myself.
But this time it was unexpected because the other times they actually give us some, heads up, okay, be prepared, something can come up in the next few days. So we are prepared. This time we had no clue. We just woke up one fine morning at 6:30, I don't even remember, and we were confused if it's ambulance or something else, because we also live very close to the hospital, medical college.
Not run into much trouble, except that in the first day at 6:30 am, we were a bit alarmed and shocked to what's going on because we.
My Indian friends who are still waiting to come back, I'm sure Operation Ajay will do that successfully.
Operation Ajay has begun, and today we are sitting with few of the students, Israeli students from India who was there at this war-devastating zone, and we will be talking to them. We'll be sharing and asking them regarding their experiences and how they felt and how they were evacuated. So thanks a lot for talking to us. May I know your name?
Duti Banerjee.
You're Duti Banerjee. So Duti, you are studying there?
Yeah, I'm in my PhD journey right now. I'm in my last year of my studies, and I'm doing it in an university in the south of Israel.
Okay, so basically, how long you have been staying in Israel?
I have been staying there for 5 years because I also did my master's there. So 2 years of master's, and then I'm continuing to PhD right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is the name of the place you stay?
It's called Beersheba. It's a city in the south, pretty close to Gaza. But as it sounds like, it's not so unsafe. It's pretty safe compared to central cities in Israel. And yeah, basically it's in the south of its biggest city.
If you can tell us your experience, like the very first moment you heard that, the siren, and then from there to evacuation, the journey of yours.
Okay, to be very honest, because I have been living there for a couple of years now, I'm used to this situation, but this time it was unexpected because the other times they actually give us some, heads up, okay, be prepared, something can come up in next few days. So we are prepared. This time we had no clue. We just woke up one fine morning at 6:30, I don't even remember, and we were confused if it's ambulance or something else, because we also live very close to the hospital, medical college. So it took us some time to realize that, okay, it's a real situation. So the first alarm, I was staying at my place, and after the second or the third, I went down and realized that, okay, everyone is panicking. We were in the shelter.
Situation is
turning serious, and it didn't stop for a couple of hours, actually, the sirens in Beersheba, because they attacked that city as well. Yeah.
So from there to the evacuation, so I would definitely like to ask you the psychological thing that you went through, and of course alongside, of course, it's there, you were there, but your family is not there with you, so completely alone and dealing with the real situation. If you can tell us your psychological outfit that took place.
Yeah, okay, so there are few things to talk about here. Basically, yeah, from the family point of view, they are very stressed because they are watching the news all day long. Compared to me, let's say, I'm not watching anything when I'm there already. I'm, hearing all the stories from friends and people I know, acquaintances. My close friends are at the war zone right now. They are being, taken by the army, reserve army. So that's enough for me. I'm not watching anything. For for my parents and extended family, they are quite, nervous, and they wanted to make sure that I'm safe all this time. And emotionally, yes, because, normal life is challenged right now. The universities are not working. Even though you go to work, you won't see anyone around you. So it's quite challenging in that way. And doing groceries and, just basic life, normal, regular life, it's challenged. Yeah. That's for sure.
So I would like to know your name.
My name is Shruti Mondal.
Achha, and you are studying there?
Yeah, I'm postdoc in Technion, Haifa.
Okay. So, Shruti, if you can tell your experience regarding or the scenario, the scenes you have seen or you have heard something.
Basically, I live in the north of Israel, which was not affected that much by the Hamas, but so it was not I heard for the first news was heard when my colleague told that that something has happened in South Israel and Central Israel. That way we came to know, and he was going to join the army. So that way we came to know, and he said that be safe. So we were like okay, but we went to the lab. It was usual, but the crowd was very less in the streets as well as in the campus also. So it was like you can feel that there's some difference in the atmosphere. But when I think 2 days before there was we heard a siren, and that time we got pretty scared that what we are going to do, because if any attack happens in the north, it will happen from the Lebanon side, from the Hezbollah. So it will be much more massive than the Hamas attack. So that time we were scared. But after the IDF told that it was a false alarm and there's some malfunctioning of their system, so we were then relieved that no, not such thing is going to happen. So so we were scared that because there are some infiltration is also happening from the north of Israel. So we are kind of stressed that what is going to happen. So, and in that process only we are being evacuated by the government. So it's okay, we are in the safe position right now.
Hi, so would like to know your name?
So my name is Shrutorshi Paul, and I'm also a postdoc at Ben Gurion University in the city of Beersheba in southern Israel.
So if you can tell your experience, because you have you seen something or in your eyes or heard something that really turned you or scared you?
Personally speaking, from my experience, I did not run into much trouble, except that in the first day at 6:30 am, we were a bit alarmed and shocked to what's going on, because we did not have the updated information about the situation in the country. As the time progressed from 6:30 am onwards to 10, we came to know that there have been not only missiles fired from Gaza, which Israel is very capable of handling, but what triggered the fear factor on that day was the infiltration by Hamas terrorists, and they went inside and created a massacre, specifically in the kibbutz and villages and cities which are bordering Gaza, in the Gaza envelope, and specifically in two cities, Sderot, Ofakim. These cities were badly hit, and Beersheba is not very far from there, so we were kept in a notice that please not only stay in the shelter, please keep your shelters locked, because we don't know the status of infiltration. But as far as I know, there was no infiltration in the city of Beersheba. But I had a friend of me, she's a lab mate of mine. We have a common WhatsApp group, and there at 7:30 am, we did not know where she was. Suddenly we see a message that I am in Beeri, which is where almost 100 people have been massacred and killed. Okay. So she was there at that time. So she just put a message in the group that I can hear some gunshots outside, and there must be some infiltrations of some militants or terrorists. And we were kind of scared what's exactly.
At that point you did not have any idea
who
are these people, either it is Hamas or...
Yeah, we did not have any idea, but we guessed that it might be from Hamas side, because the border is near to Hamas border, so we are expecting that they're from, but is it 20 people or 200 people, or what's the scale of infiltration that we were not aware of. So as time passed, we constantly kept messaging her, but she was not replying very often. Then after 2-3 hours she again replied that we are hiding. And the scariest part came when she messaged that people are knocking on the door, but somehow by luck they did not force open that door, but they did it for her neighbor, and she was kind of kidnapped and taken to Gaza. And she then kept on writing that perhaps I will be evacuated, perhaps I will be helped, and we kept messaging her, but though we knew that that's of not much help, until after 12 hours of hiding, she was finally evacuated at around 5:30 in the evening. From 6:30 am to 5:30 she was hidden in her own room, safe room. And by luck
she was alone?
She was with her fiance. She is supposed to get married this month, but it's now being deferred. After 5:30 she messaged that we are fine, and she just shared the first pictures, and there were various vehicles torched in Beeri, and also there was bodies lying around and a lot of ash, smoke, so it was not a very pleasant sight at that moment. But Saturday onwards things we took a grip of what exactly was happening. We had now we now had a sense of how many people were inside and what was the scale of damage. And then Israel was again much better prepared than the earlier days to deal with these problems, both at the level of rockets and at the level of infiltrations. So we stayed for another 4-5 days, and we kept messaging or emailing to the embassy for help, and they promptly responded and brought us back to India safely.
Great. Thank you for experience. So I would like to know your name first.
So I am Mohor Mitra, and I am also a postdoc student in the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. And we stay together. We are married, so we stay together in the same place in Beersheba.
So I would like to know since how long you've been staying in Israel?
So I have been staying here for a year now. Last
you are
November.
more than a year.
Yeah, I am there for 2 years. Exactly 2 years I'm completing today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but with this, of course, you have friends or acquaintances in Israel, and you, as you have come here, you were definitely the Sims are active, and you are speaking. What is the situation there now? Like how, or even when you were there and the situation was there, and still Operation Ajay did not happen. So, what were the things you were listening of the most attacked place, like central and the south? What was it?
So the most of the news that we got was from the app, which was the most reliable source of the news, because
What is the app called?
it's called the Homefront Command, and it shows us the various places at which the attacks are taking place, and it is and we got the updates every minute, and it was for our safety, because we would know what is happening where, and it would be the most authentic news. And even the sirens, before the sirens, we heard the sirens. There were the same sirens came in the form of flashes in the phone because of that app, so we would know beforehand and we would run to the shelter. And yeah, my did you ask about my friends there?
Yeah.
So my friends there
Israeli friends particularly.
my Israeli friends, yeah, most of them they have gone back to the army, or they are trying to volunteer for the army because they want to help in this crisis. And yeah, I'm really proud of them. And my Indian friends who are still waiting to come back, I'm sure Operation Ajay will do that successfully. And I think the situation is getting better every day, and it's what we experienced on the first day, Saturday, it's not like that anymore. There's still a lot of damage control to be done probably, but Israel government is at it, and I think everything will get back to place very soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, your name?
Hi, my name is Shreyoshi Bhomik.
And you are?
I'm a postdoctoral fellow, and I'm affiliated to the Tel Aviv University, and presently I work in the Geological Survey of Israel in Jerusalem. So I live in Jerusalem. Yeah.
So, among all, like you said that you were staying alone in a private apartment.
Yeah.
So, regarding this entire scenario, you were staying alone, and of course, like whenever the siren comes in, other people have the shelter and also whether you would like to know whether you had it also the same facilities, and also regarding when you were going and running on the streets and going to the place, that safe zone, and missile attacks is like totally unpredictable. It can happen anywhere and everywhere. So there's a fear, the psychosis that's coming in. So I would like to understand that situation.
Okay, so I woke up on Saturday at about 6:30 with the sound of sirens, and I was confused for a moment, and then I realized that there's an attack from Gaza. So initially I didn't panic. I knew that I'm alone and I have to be confident about myself. So I stayed calm and waited for the news, and I contacted some of my friends in Israel, both my Israeli friends and my Indian friends. So I realized that the situation is worse in other parts of Israel, for example in Beersheba, and of course close to the Gaza Strip, which is the most affected area. So I stayed calm, and initially I don't have a very good bomb shelter in my apartment because I live in an old apartment, but there's a bomb shelter, a large one, which is about 1 minute away from my apartment. I didn't go on the very first day because I thought, okay, I'm protected in Jerusalem because it's quite a safe place. And most of the time, because of the Iron Dome security of Israel, the missiles they are like intercepted.
Oh.
Well, yeah. So, anyways, I waited in my apartment, and next day, when there was again the siren was again heard, so I decided, okay, I need to go. So I went to the shelter, and I did not feel as such unsafe over there. So it was okay. Yeah, I had to combat with some things like being alone is itself a stressful thing, but yes, I managed somehow. Yeah.
Okay. Would like to understand or know, like definitely during daytime it's different kind of scenario, but in the night when the sun is down and this night comes in, so there is a complete different kind of atmosphere that comes in, and the siren and the missile attacks and definitely the gunshots that comes in, definitely at maybe not at your place, but then everywhere you were getting the news is through the apps and all. So exactly what went through it?
Initially, for the first day, I was a little bit apprehensive, but from the second day, I knew that I'm in Israel, which is a well protected country, and it's one of the most efficient countries in the world for dealing with such terror attacks. So, honestly speaking, though I felt a bit apprehensive in the beginning, but later I realized that, okay, I'm in safe hands, and most of my Israeli friends and Indian friends, they were quite cooperative. They helped me in whichever way I required help. So I got in touch with my colleagues, and they said that you'll be safe, and if you feel anything, you please let us know. We'll try to help you in all possible ways. So I was okay with it.
You were confident.
Yeah, I was confident. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for talking to us. Thank you. Here are the evacuees who have come here from Israel and had a word with the New Indian. They told us, and they shared their experiences. They shared how their friends were affected, and mostly the affected parts were at the border. The Gaza Strip was massively affected, and of course they also thanked in government regarding this entire Operation Ajay. And of course they are very hopeful that rest of the Indians who are stuck there still now would be evacuated and would be safe. And they are also, alongside Indians, they're also praying for their Israeli friends as well. With camera person Amit Joymala reporting for the New Indian.